I hope you guys can't hear my kids because it's crazy, but I did lock them out. So hopefully they stay out. Anyways, I just want to start by introducing myself. I'm Sarah. I am a 12K leader on the team. And I wanted to start by giving you guys just a brief rundown of who I am. Um, I am a hairstylist turned stay-at-home mom 3 years ago. When living in California, it was just too expensive for me to go back to work. Um, my life is full of ups and downs, and if we ever got into my background, basically wrong turn after wrong turn, ending up getting pregnant at 16, having my daughter, who is now 17, who's a wonderful girl. She's such a good girl. And then finally, still making bad life choices until around 20, where I went to beauty school and started getting my life together. Then from there, I met my husband, who grew up in church, who grew up knowing God, and really put it on my heart and challenged me to get to know God for myself. So in that, I started growing. I started growing spiritually and understanding who I was as a person. That no matter what I did prior, even if it was 10 minutes before, that doesn't make me a bad person. It made me maybe have a make a bad decision, but it doesn't have to set the tone for me going forward. So fast forward, in November of last year, I had my hands on Thrive, and I had made choices in my life to cut out certain things that weren't helping me, like caffeinated drinks and Starbucks, so that I could save money so I could buy my promoter pack. Um, I joined last year, November. It was great. All I knew was these products literally made me feel better. I stopped yelling at my kids as much. I had way more energy. My house was more clean. So I had less mom guilt of my husband working all day and coming home to a disaster. Um, then I signed my first promoter. That's where I felt unequipped. I felt unequipped. Full blown imposter syndrome hit me. But all I knew was that these products made me feel wonderful. And I knew that my girlfriend, she needed them, and she needed them as much as I did. So I did everything I could to help her hit the ground running. And I tried to answer all her questions to the best of my ability. And when I could not, I reached up. I always reach up to my upline, and ask them questions and try to get her plugged in. And then what I really started doing was, like Shay and everybody that's pouring into this team and this tribe, is to really like positive affirmation, right? Positive affirmation, and really like pushing the negative out. So I started looking at my IPAs. So those are your income producing activities differently. Instead of looking at them as a checklist. Okay, well, did my 5 4 3 2 1, done. I started looking at them as a means of reaching more people who needed this product, just like I did. And to really step back and just think about where I was when I first started, how I was drained when I first started, and how many people are drained right now. So I started thinking about it in that way. Um, who could I reach who needed this? So it was a way of thinking about helping. So thinking about helping people, and then from there I was like, okay, well, now another thing we have to do is show up, right? We have to show up, because in order for me to help my team, I have to lead by example. So I started showing up more. I started doing things that were uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. And people on the outside, they had no idea. They're like, oh, you go live and you talk about these products. And I'm like, what you don't know is that I'm dying inside. It is so stressful for me. Like, everything, I am introvert. People don't know that. I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Words coming out of my mouth. I want to like throw up. And I'm just like, but you know what? people need to hear this. People need to see this. And then what my team knowing like, hey, like this is not a comfortable stance for me, maybe that would help them also. Like, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not growing, right? So that was another thing so that helped me become a little bit more equipped. Now I was able to encourage my team, right? I'm able to encourage my team and my side sisters because I'm not just like, yeah, good for you, you can do that, but I was doing it too. So then I could rally with them and be genuine in that. So that was my one really big box of showing up, doing your IPAs, leading by example. The next thing that I had to work on was insecurity in bothering people, right? Not everyone's going to like you showing up every single day. Not everyone's going to, some people are going to be judgy, some people are going to be encouraged, but what are you doing? You're going to sit there, you're going to go on your stories, you're going to tell people genuinely that you feel amazing, right? They're going to see your house being cleaned every day. They're going to see you not giving up. They're going to see this contagious emotion of excitement throughout your day and you never giving up. And let me tell you, believe me when I tell you this, people are watching. I get comments from people at church like, oh, you're on your stories all the time. And I'm just like, yeah, I am. And you're still watching. Like, so yeah, I am still on my stories all the time. And I am on Facebook or Instagram all the time, but you're still watching. And there are people watching you that will never comment. They'll never comment. And out of the blue, they'll place an order. So just show up because you know that you have something golden in your hands and it's helping you so much. So don't worry about bothering people. The right people are watching and the right people will come to you. Let's see. I had to write it all down because I get squirrel brain. Yeah, so I have had people watch me for an entire year. And you just have to just show up for those people that you don't know that you don't necessarily know are watching, but you know that they need you. So be genuine when be genuine when you do your stories. So when you're doing your stories, I have shy people on my team, and the first thing I tell them is when you're gonna do your stories or you're gonna do your lives, go on there and tell people, like, set the tone so they know, like, when you're stuttering all the way through your thing, hey, I'm nervous, this is uncomfortable for me, but I have something that I need to share with you. Because the more vulnerable you come off, and the more vulnerable and willing you are to tell people, like, hey, I'm uncomfortable, but I want you to hear this, that's real. That's so real. People are going to be able to connect with you because they're going to understand, like, yeah, she's not doing this for likes. She's not doing this for shares. She's not doing this for money. She's doing this because she was able to get uncomfortable and tell us about it. So that has been my biggest takeaway in the last year is really, if you're genuinely looking to help people in this business and you have a yes in your pocket and a willingness to learn, and you're able to pour out from your cup because you're feeling it, like with whatever you're reading and learning and trying new things, then you're already equipped. There's nothing special with becoming equipped. It's just being genuine and telling and sharing your story and showing up, and just being secure in growth. And that's it. Quick and simple. There's no fillers, but that's really what was on my heart that I really wanted to share with you guys. I know it was quick, you guys. I hope you guys got enough from it, but that is all. I know Shay had some stuff she wanted to share with us. So I am going to pass the mic to you, Shay.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, I'm good. That was so good. I was like smiling and laughing the whole time, not because it was like laughable, but I could relate to it so much. And my favorite part was when she just said that people say, you're on your stories a lot. Yeah, but you're watching. That's funny. That made me laugh. And I liked that a lot. So it's so true. being in this almost 3 years in March, like it's so crazy. It's right around the corner. This has been almost 3 years. Like, what? But what she's saying is dead on. It is so true. Um, I remember so many times never speaking to so many of the customers that I have. Like, seriously, just never seeing them comment, never seeing them like anything, nothing. And then bam, hey, I want to try this. Hey, I'm ready for this. And you're just like, oh, okay. Like, I had no idea that you were even like seeing my stuff, right? So you really truly don't know. And that's the whole point, is the fact that you don't do this for what you can see. Actually, you're doing this for someone you don't even know yet. You're doing this for the woman that you have no idea who she really even is yet, and as we grow our networks, as we develop more relationships, and we get ourselves out there more, you're going to realize that this is so much bigger than a nutritional system. It just is. And um, the quicker you can lean into that, the better it is for your business, for the building of your team and your tribe and things like that. So thank you, Sarah, for talking to us about that, sharing your story, sharing what you've learned, sharing how you've improved in your leadership and your business, and all that is so powerful. So I love hearing that kinds of stuff. Um, so the reason I'm on here and wanted to talk to you guys is because we had a leadership call today with our CEOs. And when Jason gets hyped, when he's hyped, is that how I say that? It is like, I don't know, it just does something to me. I get like the chills, like the goosies. And he was pretty close to saying the F word, I felt like today. He was like pumped. And he was like, he did say freaking. I know he was just like so ready to go. He's like, let's freaking go. I mean, like, that's how he ended the call. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is awesome. So I wanted to come on here tonight because they had talked about certain stuff. And the thing is, I know this is like my third Christmas being with the company, and just what it used to be to where we are now is just like so incredible. I remember the first Christmas that I was with the company, and as I've said before, this is our slower season. It just is. There's highs and lows of any industry, and this is kind of the slower time. And if you joined last year, it was busier. We had bonuses and it was exciting. And this time was unusual to have a bonus drop at that time. So it did help a lot. But the year before, it was extremely slow, and it was really, really scary for me and my family because, I was just a 12K and my husband was out of work. And I remember just being like so concerned about my check and things like that, but holding on, right? I held on. I didn't just like hop to another place and try to figure it out. No, I stayed where I was. I truly believed and knew the power of our product line, but I also knew the power of our compensation plan. And I knew that what I was doing at that moment in my business was going to bring me to that next year, right? It was these seeds I was just like putting in the ground and watering and doing everything I needed to do at this time. And then the harvest came, right? So here I was struggling. I wouldn't say struggling. We were making checks, right? We had money coming in. But it was hard having just one income at that time as a 12K, guys. So here I am, 12K, having these checks kind of go lower, right? But never giving up and increasing my efforts, increasing what I was doing, increasing my conversations on a daily basis, being bold with what I talked about in the business side, really sharing my journey, sharing why I decided to do this and why I continue to do it. And then 2 months later in February, I hit the 40K bonus. And that was an extra what was it, 2,500, I think, 2,000 or $2,500 a month for my family. Ended up the next month doing it on Austin's account. That gave us 5,000 plus a month for the following year. So if you have and I remember my check was like a $50 check in December before that came, you know? So had I given up at $50 check, I don't even know where my family would be or what we would be doing or how that would look for us. But what I want to say is that carry the momentum. You've got the power horse, right? This momentum that we have, or what we're starting now, or what you're feeling now. Carry that. Let that be your driving force into next year. You might not be where you want to be in your business right now, but that doesn't mean that in 2 months' time you could totally be leveled up, right? You could be bringing in double, quadruple the amount that you're bringing in now, right? I'm living proof of it. I'm telling you here and now that I am proof of that. I don't know if bonuses are going to come or not, but I will tell you is I basically replaced my bonus money just as with residential. I always say residential, residual. So every year, every season, every time you find yourself in a lower time, keep pushing through, keep going. Yeah, maybe you don't have a customer coming in yet. Maybe your potentials are low. Maybe business isn't like what you're expecting right now, but that does not mean giving up. Remember, what's that quote? Like, if you quit now, what is it going to change, right? You're literally going to be just back in the same place where you started. If you keep going, the potential and the means that like you actually might be where you want to be in the next 2, 3, 6 months, like that's incredible. And you have to remember that. And some of you aren't having a slow season, and guess what? It's awesome, because whatever you're at right now, if you keep doing what you're doing, but also keep increasing that momentum, using that to drive you into next year, you're going to see those rewards come in. It's just how it is. It really is. And I've been in this. It's going to be my 3rd year, and I know it. I know January, even to January to July is just like solid. It is always coming through, and our company has so much in store for us. They have so much planned. And even Jason was saying this today. He talks in like men talk. So like he used the wild, wild west as a metaphor today. And I was just like, okay, I don't know. Men talk, I don't get, but like, what does this mean? But he kept saying something like moving the needle. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that meant, but moving the needle, like he was mentioning like Blast and things like that. Those products are really cool, but they don't move the needle, maybe on the graph or something. And he said, but the products and the things that we have in store for you are going to be moving the needle. Like this is huge. What is to come coming January is going to change so much for your business and for your financial situation. And so hold tight. Let's do it. He kept saying, I'm going to go over this real quick because I'm sorry, I don't want to take all your time, but he said his personal belief is that in this pandemic part, we're in the 4th quarter, like things are going to start going back to normal, hopefully within the beginning of the year, whatnot. That's his personal belief. And he said, I truly believe that like this is going to just be better for us. He said that our company since March has been up in sales almost 10 million a month extra every month, just up during a pandemic. So if that's happening now, and we know that coming January, things are just about to hit and things are going to be crazy for our company. We've got trips planned. We've got the conference plan. We have all this lined up. Can you imagine like what's to come? Like, I just can't even imagine. It's insane. So that being said, I'm trying to look through these notes real quick. Okay, so what they are trying to do is this disclosure. If you go into your cloud office and you look at like the top line, I think it's like VIP, and then it might say leadership info or something. And then there's one that says company info or company something. If you click on that, just a couple days ago, they released this disclosure that you are to put on any posts that deal with the compensation plan. And I've seen other companies doing this, but basically it's like something that they've gone ahead and done. It's not that we've been asked to do it. We're just literally trying to be on top of everything and basically give you the freedom to talk about the business without worried if someone from, I don't even know what it is, the FTC or whatever, catches you or whatnot. So it's this little saying, and you read it. It says this is a compliance thing, and this is a disclosure. What I've done is actually copied and paste what they wrote on there. It says copy and paste, and then you put it at the end of your status, and then have it when you post. I copied that and I pasted it to my notes so I don't have to log in every time I'm going to post something. But it's designed to give us pretty much like free access. You know how like with this whole like everything pandemic and not whatnot, we had that whole compliance thing, and it was like, okay, if you talk about the business, you can't say da 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 da, and obviously you still shouldn't be like posting like things that are not with compliance. But this gives you the liberty to talk about our VIP periods and our bonuses and our car bonus and things like that without feeling like, oh, I didn't say everything right, or I didn't do everything right, because this kind of just gives us that almost like a comfort, like knowing we dotted our I's and crossed our T's. So if people had questions or if we needed proof of something, they can click on that little disclosure and it's going to show them everything that we're talking about, and basically just sums up how much an average whatnot makes. So we have to put that in there. So if you go to your cloud office, everybody should do that. Go to your cloud office, look at the top company updates, I think is what it says. Click on that. You'll see the November 17th disclosure, I think it says. And you'll click on that, read that whole thing. It's going to show you exactly what it should say and for whatever post. And so you can just copy that, paste it to your notes in your phone so that you have access to it very easily. You just can copy and paste it to anything you talk about, because they literally wanted to drive this home. They want us talking about this business. They want us talking about the fact that we go on trips, or the fact that we drive our cars for free, or that you can drive your car for free, or that you can earn bonuses right with starting up, and that you can have this backed up with this disclosure. That's basically what it is. It's backing up what you're saying. And so that is what they wanted to make sure that we start doing that, because then we have that freedom to really just like be showcasing the business. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, but since the pandemic and since all this compliance stuff, I have felt like I don't know how to talk about the business, right? Without like, I feel like I'm going to get like caught or say something wrong or something's going to be off or whatnot. So this kind of leaves us open with, we can talk about this stuff and still have something to like prove that, and we're not going to feel like, oh, I said something wrong or I didn't say it correctly or whatnot. They basically just said, don't slow down in this area. Don't slow down in talking about these things. The Millionaires Award or the VIP bonuses or the car bonus or the trips. Don't stop talking about it. We need to increase that. Continue to share the compensation plan. And I don't know, Drew was really fired up too, and so is Jason, and they basically are like, listen, we are the front line of innovation. We are the trendsetters. We are the path setters. We are not going anywhere. We will be here for decades and decades to come. Lavelle has nothing but insane things ahead of us. And I love this about Jason, and all of our CEOs. If you don't know them, they're awesome. And when you can be on a call with them, you should, because they really just light a fire in my soul. And I feel like I can just they're so blunt and to the point. But basically, what I was going to say is that he said, oh gosh, now I forgot what I was going to say. Something distracted me. Jason, what did he say? I can't remember what I was going to say. Dang, it was good, guys. I'm going on and on and on, but I mean, if I can remember, I'll tell you. But they're super fired up. They're ready for this new year, but I know they have so much planned for us coming into next year, and I know that this season can be busy for a lot. There's a lot going on. I mean, let's just be honest. There's a lot going on in everybody's life. But you never know who needs this hope. And God, I'm so glad that I found out about it. I'm so glad that I have it in my life. And I'm so glad that I get to share it. And so I think now that we have this disclosure and we have this stuff, we really can present our business in a very, done nice way. Like it's very professional. And I think it will speak volumes of what our company offers and why we are set apart. And I'm excited for it. And I wanted to share that with you guys because if you're on this call, then this means something to you. This is important to you. And I know that the more that we do it, the more that everybody on our teams will do it. And it's a duplicative thing. And so starting with us, we can produce that, we can talk about it, but let's not shy away from talking about what this business has done for us, but let's really just share it and be confident in what we have and be brave about it and be, like you said, contagious. That is a great word to use, contagious. And here's the thing. A lot of times we overthink this stuff, but like me finally getting back into my mom zone and stuff, I'm like, I appreciate this stuff more than I ever like. It just brings me back to when I first started and like how powerful this system is, and that I can go all day and I don't feel angry and I don't feel frustrated and I don't feel foggy and all those wonderful things. But like, show them that your house is clean, like she said. Show them that you're getting up and doing your hair, or you're putting your makeup on, or you're having your me time and you're making time for it and you have the energy to do it. It doesn't always have to be like, this is my 3-step, 1, 2, 3. It can just be proof that I am paying off my credit card, or I am going and buying a house, or I am having the luxury of driving a vehicle and having it paid for every month, or I do get my products for free. That's a huge thing. Do you know how many people are so scared to start a business because they don't know if they could get like how they would afford their products? We get our products for free for sharing. So that's what he said. That's what I was trying to say. The simple fact is getting Thrive into the hands of other people. It goes all the way down to that. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or in the company or not, or you're just starting out. Your goal always is just to get the product into someone's hands. And those people that you put that product in their hands, that's the seeds. Those are the seeds. They're going to sprout. And before you know it, you're going to have 12 people on your team having the auto bonus. You know what I'm saying? Like, just by getting the products into the hands of people. So in wise words of Michael Scott from The Office, keep it simple, stupid. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I really appreciate you being on. And I hope that it's not even I hope. I know this team is going to be seeing new levels real soon. Like, I know it. There are so many of you that just have that. I know you have the vision and you have the grit and you have the determination. Even with your bad days, we all have bad days. And even with those days where it feels like, I don't know if I am doing this right. Guess what? I had those days. I've been having those days. But guess what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to keep posting because I don't know what's happening, but like, I'll just keep going. And I want you to know, like, that's what makes a successful person, is when you keep going, even when you feel like you don't want to. You got to keep going, keep showing up. And before you know it, you have people messaging you saying, you changed my life. And that, my friends, is worth it. So I love you all, and I hope you have a great night. And what? Yeah, keep going. That's right. All right, turn me off. I won't stop talking, Ashley.